And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Qso-Vlog net. This Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net is a directed net, and I'm net control. If at any time during this net should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time?
Traffic at this time.
And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our Qso-Vlog network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the best sounding station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the Qso-Vlog network with the phrase, if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. And today we're currently featuring over 3,000 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. And you can access these recordings by going to YouTube and doing a call letter search for KC9VKV followed by the word logbook. That's KC9VKV followed by the word logbook. And we also have a newer series called KC9VKV Highlights. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. These are some of our less technical and more human nature, philosophical kinds of QSOs. That's KC9VKV followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. Both KC9VKV Logbook and KC9VKV Highlights are segments of our main YouTube homepage of Jim's Radio Story, where we celebrate a 50-year career in commercial broadcasting, a 50-year journey from a 5-watt pirate radio station as a 12-year-old to production director of a major 50,000-watt AM broadcast facility. And the thing that makes this truly a unique story is that I have all the actual masters from all along the way. Over 2,600 shows, including many full-length major music concerts and radio documentaries. You'll have to check it out and subscribe. Jim's Radio Story on a YouTube search. Our mission statement for the Qso-Vlog network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also today on the transmit side, we'll be running our no SWR specially oriented resonant tuned dipole antenna. One leg of this resonant tuned dipole antenna runs broadside to Montreal, Canada. The other leg runs broadside to Miami, Florida. As we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. Also today we'll be running our input source indicator. So when we switch from an internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube Qso-Vlog video. As we come together for another Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net, let us also take just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today. Let all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations QSA5 to be understood by all. And as we pray for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. During this time of pandemic that has challenged us all, we pray that you will protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history with dark clouds all around, we pray that you will reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters. And through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. And now, with all that being said, let's just open it up and see who's out there. If you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout.
Radio you want to check out, give us a shout.
Yes, Kilo 8 Victoria Golf London.
Roger, Victoria Golf London, and what's the name there?
London, and what's the name there?
My name here is Jerry. Name is Jerry. Located in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Roger, Jerry, and what radio are you running today?
Jerry, and what radio are you running today?
I've got the 76 Pro wired up. I actually just checking it out because it's going to go on remote to Union County, Indiana tomorrow for the Indiana Qso footage, making sure it works before I get over there.
Roger. Okay, Jerry, I'll tell you what, why don't you give me about 10 seconds or so and tell me about your antenna system, and I'll look around and see if we can find a better path. Roger?
Find a better path. Roger?
All right, well, I'm running this rig right now as a verted V at 40 feet at this center point, and it's 80 through 10 halfway.
Roger, I got a good copy on my local antenna and the Kentucky SDR antenna. They're coming and going, however. But just to run through a couple of things, you're familiar with the transmit bandwidth, TBW. We want that on the wide 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth, Roger. Let your radio run at its best, its peak performance.
Yes, I am. I'm familiar with this particular rig is set up for contest operation. I'm running a little high on the operation. I'm running a little high on the treble and deleting the bass. Also, being an ICOM 756, I'm running the ICOM headset element on it too.
Right, that radio is a 756. Is that a Roger?
Right, that radio is a 756. Is that a Roger?
Yeah, it's a 756 Pro 2.
Okay, well, the best thing, if you do that 100 to 2900, that gives you the maximum amount of treble. Just a slice of daylight before you're into somebody else's conversation. That's the neat part about that transmit bandwidth, 100 to 2900. We can control the bottom end through EQ, but we need that top end, 2900, to get us the best opportunity for that transmitter to perform. At lesser amounts of top end, you start losing your articulation, Roger?
Losing your articulation, Roger?
I understand that, yes, and it's set up for the widest that ICOM gives us here on these rigs. Like I say, this is one of my previous rigs. I still use it. That uses for contesting, and it does field every year. My normal station is a 7300.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, the 7300 has a selection of three transmit bandwidths, and the first one being that wide, 100 to 2900. But past that, then we want to get to your compression, and we want that at about a 3, because anything past a 3 starts to suck up between the words, and that doesn't do anybody any good. A 3 does about the maximum amount of work on the word itself. Roger?
Maximum amount of work on the word itself, Roger.
Yeah, I understand, and and I think I'm not sure where the compression is set on this. I can check it real quick. I have it set, according to I have it set so the compression is running between around 7 dB compression on this one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's pretty good. Just so long as it doesn't be sucking up between the words, because that doesn't do anybody any good. The real place to get your 3 dB dynamic range, which is what we recommend for audio shaping, is in your transmit, your ALC. And we want to run that ALC at about 2/3. As you say the word audio, adjust your mic gain until your ALC is running 7 or 2/3. Roger?
Is running 7 or 2/3, Roger.
Yes, I understand, and by golly, that's just right about where it's running as I'm talking here.
Roger. Now, other than that, your EQ is just spot on. I'm assuming that you're more in the contest as opposed to QSO, so it does slightly lend itself a little bit better for contest, nice and bright. So you'll be cutting through the QRM or the band clutter, Roger.
QRM or the band clutter, Roger.
I understand. Yes, I do have it in my contest setup. Normal QSOs, I change the EQ to make it more pleasant to the ear, so it has no sound. So it's crisp and bright to a lot of people. A lot of people like to hear a little bit more bass, but that's a lot of power that doesn't transmit well. So that's why I roll it off for especially your contest operations.
Roger. Well, you would be and well, I don't know exactly how to put this, but if everybody's EQ'd up into that top range, and there's 10 people yelling at you at that top range, EQ-wise, and then somebody comes in there with just a nice bottom and a nice mid-range and a nice top, they're really going to cut through, because there's nobody down there to compete with them in those lower frequencies. So, and everybody that does contest always shifts up into that higher range. So you'd be surprised if you come back in a nice flat across the board tone, how well you might stick out against the other folks up there screaming in those upper registers where everybody is. Roger?
Those upper registers where everybody is. Roger?
I understand, and and a lot of that, but primarily you want to not spend a lot of your transmit energy at the lower frequencies. Now, I don't roll it off so bad that I'm getting really tinny. Basically, I will roll it off to where it holds it about anything about 300. And then normal conversation, I open it up so I use more bass than that.
Roger. Well, we've got a good capture on you, sir, and I'm on my, let's see. Let me get back on my 7300. Of course, the 7300 is going to give you the best tonality. It's flat down to 100 and up to 29. So come on back and tell me the best thing you like about your radio. I'll get a good recording, Roger.
And if you're speaking to the 7300, yes, I do like it. It is a great little radio. I say I have used it for my home station, and I just particularly was not going to have to pull it out for this event tomorrow. And I use the other rig instead, because it just sets you the rest of the time doing nothing. But I love the 7300. and it has very good audio, providing you don't mess up the settings on it. So I love it. The only thing bad about it, it doesn't work well in close operations because of no roughing filters on it. But if you understand that and don't get into that situation, it does a fantastic job.
Roger, Roger. Well, we run with very low minimum RF in the front end to avoid overload, and no filter one. We're in the filter one position, so there's no filtering, and no noise reduction, and gosh, I don't know what else, but we're just as clean as can be. Roger, as far as a receiver.
In9M ZF.
ZF, stand by just a moment. Go ahead, Jerry.
Yes, I understand that. Yeah, when the band's not available, or I'm not fighting a lot of local line noise. I like to open it up and so I get the full effect. But sometimes where I'm in the middle of the city here, or on the edge of the city, I have to cut the filter down a little bit and add a little noise reduction in order to at least make it understandable. So anyhow, I'll let you move on until you got other stations wishing to check in. I basically just wanted to make sure this radio was working fine before I packed it up and took it 120 miles east of me.
Yes, sir, Jerry. Okay, I just had to switch over to my my Kentucky SDR receiver there at the last, but the rest of it's been copied on my 7300, and I have a chevron on the right side of my screen that shows which monitor we're using, and so when I switch monitors from SDRs across the country to my 7300, it shifts lights and shows you exactly where I'm listening from. Also, I have a spectrum analyzer on board, so you can see exactly what's happening with your audio on the spectrum analyzer. But your audio really cuts, and it's doing your great job. And if you want to hear it, go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. Will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,000, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger.
1,000, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger.
Oh, roger that, and I'll do that tomorrow because I'll be on the event, but I'll check it out probably Sunday when I get back home. But thanks for working with me and listening, and then by golly, I'll let you work with other people. I heard some station say he'd be looking for me because I will be in Union County, which is one of the counties that doesn't get activated except when I go over there.
Roger, Roger. Well, I wish you have all the luck in the world tomorrow, and enjoy. And we'll see you next Friday if you get a chance. 73 there, Jerry, and we'll catch you later. Other station, that Z station, come on back now.
Later. Other station, that Z station, come on back now.
Okay, real fine. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever. I'm not even sure what time it is. N9MZF, November 9, Mike, Zulu Foxtrot. Been listening to you guys. Sound really fine, strong there. Guys was saying he's going to do contesting. Well, that's what we're trying to get things set up here as well. So we have that Indiana Qso party, and we have a little competition amongst our local group here. And sometimes it's just nice to reach out a little bit further. But heard you guys in there, and I want to pass greetings there, and also give a heads up to Jerry there that we'll be looking for him. Over.
Roger, Roger. Now, that's N9MZF. Is that a Roger?
N9MZF. Is that a Roger?
Roger. November 9, Mike, Zulu Foxtrot. Audio okay for you?
Oh, yes, sir. Now, you have a lot more boiler than Jerry, but you have a nice defined top end, so it just cuts. Even with that lower end in there, your audio still cuts through. What's the name there?
Your audio still cuts through. What's the name there?
Name here is Mike Indio Kilo Echo, and we're out of Du Bois County, Indiana, for reference. And whereabouts are you located? I think I had my beam swinging, and I was looking. I'm not sure where you were.
Yes, sir. We're down by the riverside. We're just across the street from Louisville, Kentucky. Just across the Ohio River from Louisville, Kentucky on the Indiana side. And they're going crazy over there because tomorrow, of course, is Derby Day.
They're going crazy over there because tomorrow, of course, is Derby Day.
You guys guys can have it. We're just down the road, or up the road, however you want to call it. We're down near Jasper, near the Patoka Lake area. Got the beam on. Well, I get the station there. I need to flip it over, and but I got the rotor turn your way. A lot of good matters. As strong as you are, it doesn't matter whether I'm on the loop or on the beam.
Roger that. What radio are you running today, Mike?
Roger that. What radio are you running today, Mike?
Today we're running the ICOM 7851.
7051, is that a Roger?
7051, is that a Roger?
Negative 7851, 7851.
Roger, 7851, and let me see, tell you what, why don't you give me about 10 seconds, tell me about the best thing you like about your radio, and let me see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
And let me see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Okay, well, that's probably the only thing I'm really concerned about is SWR. What I like about my rig, absolutely quiet. Everything I hear is FM quality. There is no noise floor. I mean, it depends what antenna and what environment you're in, but we're running a loop here. If I'm on the Mosley, I run Mosley Pro 67B at about 70 or 80 feet. It's a little bit more noise, but, that stands to reason, the time of the day and the bank conditions we have. But, we picked this radio out. It's too much money for what you get, but it is so quiet, and that's the reason I'm still in the amateur world, is because I can hear. The other rigs I've had, I just couldn't hear anything, and I was about ready to give it up. So that's the story on this end. N9MZF looking east.
Roger, Mike. Well, I just flipped over to my 7300 on my, my resonant tuned dipole antenna, and you're just gangbusters, a lot more bottom end. I, started off our conversation on the Kentucky SDR, and it's a good SDR, but like all SDRs, it usually is lacking on the bottom side about, I think they roll off about 250 or so, and the 7300's good down to 100 cycles, and then, the difference is just amazing when you flip, and I flipped about halfway through your conversation, and you'll be able to hear the difference. Your audio is just beautiful. I wouldn't change a thing. And if you want to hear it, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,000, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Okay, we're fine. I didn't get your name either. I didn't pull any of that information up. Copy your call is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, and you're up in the Louisville area. Well, like I said, we're just down the road here. Really a nice short hop here on 40 here, and I'm looking at your audio here too. It's just, you're a good signal, good audio, well-run station. 20 over. I couldn't ask for anything better over.
Roger, Mike. Well, listen, 73 there, sir. Like I say, I think you'll enjoy your recording. It really sounds gangbusters. Wouldn't change a thing. Get the Gorilla Tape out and taper it down, Roger.
I usually keep it where it's at. I was in professional audio for years, and I've doctored with this and that, ran mixer boards and other mics and this and that. It's like I was always chasing my tail. I was never happy, and after a while, it's like I'm just going to buy something that's been designed. And those guys got more money stuck into it than I do, and I figure whatever they do is probably better than what I'm going to accomplish. So that's the story on this end. Bid you a good day. Thanks for the chat, and thanks for the recording. We'll get up there and look at it. Probably not tomorrow. It'll be busy, I'm sure, with the contesting here. So continued success, good luck, enjoy Derby City, and all the benefits of it. And thank you, and be blessed. N9MZF. Be possibly clear and yours, sir.
Roger, Mike. Well, my spectrum analyzer shows activity down to about 50 cycles. So, just beautiful. And my spectrum analyzer, just a word about that, it has, moving out from the center to the left, there's a white mark towards the end of this band, and that white mark is 100 cycles. and looking back the other way, there's a white mark out to the right side, and that mark is 1 KC. It's a white mark, and then there's a black space, which is 2 KC, and then there's another white mark, which is 4 KC. So it gives you some idea of what you're looking at there on that spectrum analyzer. So anyway, Mike, 73, sir, have a good time tomorrow, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday. We'd love to have you. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
KD0,
KD0 station, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
Kilo Bravo 0, Zulu, Lima, November.
And what's the name there?
That's Ron.
I'm sorry, try your name again.
Ron, Romeo Oscar, November.
Roger, Ron, and whereabouts are you located, sir?
State of Missouri.
Ron, try it again.
Yeah, I'm in the state of Missouri. Near St. Louis. Oh.
Roger, Ron, and what radio are you running?
I'm running the Yaesu FPDX 1200.
Roger, Ron. So I'll tell you what, why don't you give me about 15 seconds or so. Tell me what you like about your radio best, and I'll look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Okay. Well, phone this. Okay. Well, UTILIZATION 1200 for about, let's see, 4 years, and I find it to be a very, very fine radio. I purchased a 7300, and it's nice too, but I really like the Yaesu FPDX 1200 much better there. Over.
Roger, Ron. Well, gosh, let's check. Do you know about your frequency total bandwidth, your TBW transmit bandwidth, Roger? Is it? We're looking for 100 to 2900 on the transmit bandwidth, Roger.
For 100 to 2900 on the transmit bandwidth, Roger.
Yeah, I got this one at 100 to 3 kilohertz. 100 hertz to 3 kilohertz. Over.
Roger, Ron. Well, what we normally do is suggest 2900 because that gives you just a slice of daylight before you're into somebody else's conversation. They come looking for you with pitchforks. So ideally, 100 to 2900 is the preferred setup. Roger.
The preferred setup. Roger.
Yeah, either way, it's not going to make a whole lot of difference. But I like the audio the way it is, and yeah, I could drop it down to with a problem very quickly. Drop it down to 29. I had a lot of compliments about this audio, and I actually to test it out, see if it was the way I liked it. I put it in my dummy load and put out a couple watts into the dummy load and listened to it on a receiver I got, and had a friend of mine that's got an extremely good radio voice talk into it, and he sounded just like himself. So that's where I left it at. I knew I achieved what I wanted to do with the TX1200. RADIOLAND.
Roger. Just switched over from the Kentucky SDR to my local antenna. Gosh, now why don't you give me a little bit about your antenna system? Let me just listen to you on my 7300, Roger.
Okay, we'll do that. Yeah, my antenna system is, they're all multi-band parallel dipoles up about 30 feet. I got 2 of them. And got a third one, and he's for receiving right now. But Yeah, that's Seal here. Yeah, I've had pretty good luck with them. Over.
Yes, sir, Ron. Well, gosh, I'm thinking that maybe your EQ, could stand a little more top end. And the reason I say that is that you have a nice bottom end, but and you want a top end that complements the bottom end. That's called balance. And maybe it sounds good in a refined, confined area, but in real life there are a lot of adversity that you're going to have, as you know, face. A lot of QRM and other stuff. So you want that articulation aspect to be as good as possible, and that's why I would suggest maybe 3 clicks hotter treble EQ than where you stand at the moment, just to give yourself a little more cut in the real world versus where you're just listening to it in a confined area. Roger?
Where you're just listening to it in a confined area. Roger?
Yeah. Let's see. I'll tell you, I do DXing and a lot of rag chewing, and I'm not into contesting at all. So I don't know. I've had a lot of people really like the audio on this, the way I've got it set, and I've got my mic gain at 70%, and I'm using the MD100 microphone. So I'm very hesitant to 3,000, and I've got it set up the same way, and I always get good reports. And I always get good reports on the audio, and I cut to the QRM too. So right now I'm running about 800 watts, and to a Maritron AL1500. So I don't know. I kind of like it the way it's set right now. Back to you there, Jim. KC9VKV, KB0ZLN.
Roger. Well, I've got a recording of you, sir, and I've got you on the 7300, and I've got you on a couple of SDR receivers across the country. So, we've got recordings of it, so you can take a listen and, be able to appraise that. If you go to YouTube, do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,000, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Okay, well, thank you very much. Yeah, I talked to you, let's see, on the 19th. Yeah, that's when I was working with the 7300. So, yeah. Is that recording still on it? Because I got busy. I didn't get to listen to it, Jim. Over.
Yes, sir. Let's see. Probably do your call letter search on YouTube. Would probably bring that up. Just go to YouTube and call it a search yourself, and that should come up, and the date should tell you when it was. Roger?
Yeah, I got the date and the time right in my log here. So yeah, it was April 19th. It's around 3:30. So that's KC9VKV. .com, you say?
Go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That's KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. Roger?
Okay, logbook. I didn't have that down. All right. We will look at that. Listen to it. So, glad you enjoy doing what you're doing. You're helping a lot of guys out, that's for sure. These things could be kind of intimidating. These things could be kind of intimidating at first. I learned how to use the FTDX 1200 before I actually got it, because they had the entire manual on there, so I pretty well figured out what I wanted to do before I got it there, Jim. Over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, you know, basically all radios, all transmitters are the same. They call things differently, but, you know, they are pretty much all the same. We do have a certain generic setup procedure that yeah, I consider it proprietary, and you know, some things don't make any sense. I've seen some of the books and some of the setups are just so ridiculous. You know, like I don't know, compression setups and stuff like that. I think you can arbitrarily say a 3. I don't think that's rocket science. You can set it on a 3 because that's a third of the capability of the processor, and then you can adjust the ALC after that. That's not a major thing. So it's it doesn't seem like to me you should do rocket science to try to set up a radio. You know.
We should do rocket science to try to set up a radio. You know.
Right. I will say this. Yaesu's got a lot better manual than ICOM. You don't even want to. I don't think they even want to give you the whole manual. So I just got the part, and I don't know, it's about 50 pages, something like that. But I like to have the whole thing, but fortunately, it's still in the website that I bought the thing from, so I guess I might have to copy it with my printer.
Yeah, just remember though that usually printer prints on one side of one paper, so if that's a 100 or 200 page pamphlet, you're going to be 400 pages printing it yourself. So sometimes it's just cheaper to spring for the bucks, or however much it was. I did copy the service manual for the 7300, and gosh, that thing is almost 2 inches thick on my printer. I think I used a ream of paper and 2 ribbons to print it, Roger.
Ribbons to print it, Roger.
Yeah, it's a lot of paper. I've had to do that one time before in something else. And ended up with about 1.5 inch manual. But yeah, the one I got is the basic manual, and I wanted the whole one. And I don't know what the big deal is. I'd pay for it and everything, for them to ship it to me, but there ain't no way to get one there, Jim. Over.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see how to put this. There's nothing new under the sun for a Google search. Google has about everything in the world, and somebody's been there before you, and you can find probably just about whatever you want under Google search, but it's going to cost you to print it, and also, it could be a fake website, and you could pick up a bug if you're not careful, Roger.
You could pick up a bug if you're not careful, Roger.
Oh, yeah, I got you there. Yeah, and also the information might be wrong, too. Screw up your equipment. So, yeah, I'll do one. Since I got the basic manual, I probably noticed anything that. Yeah, any idea how long they've been making the 7300? I guess I started hearing about her a year, 2 years ago. Over.
Oh, 7300, gosh, I don't know. 8 years ago, would you think?
Okay. Are they going to still keep making it?
I don't know. This radio, the 7300, was the equalizer, the microphone section, was designed by Bob Heil. They, the ICOM has always had a problem with their front ends as far as input gain control, not enough gain to work with a lot of mics, and so Bob Heil did the front end work on that 7300. And one of the most unusual things, and I think just a brilliant idea, is comes their EQ on the 7300, and they said, basically an equalizer establishes a balance between the top to the mid-range and the bottom to the mid-range. And if that is the case, then why even have an adjustable mid-range? Let's fix the adjustable mids, and we just have a top boost and our cut and a bottom booster cut, and strike balances to the mid-range that way. Because if you know yourself, if you start to boost the mid-range, then it's so much harder for the top and the bottom to catch up for balance. So they have 7300, 7610 are only 2-band EQs, but boy, they just are so easy to work with. Roger?
Oh, yeah, it's a much better way to do it. And then the 7300, it replaced my ICOM IC728, and had there about 27 years. And believe it or not, it's about the same size thing. Yeah, it's just got a lot different technology on it. It's a good radio. Using an electret microphone, and boy, I tell you, gonna miss old Bob Heil. I hope somebody's gonna keep that company going. I've talked on him on the air years ago when I was out operating AM, and I operate sideband too, but man knew a lot, and he puts together some damn good guitar amp and sound system, for concerts. So he will be missed. If anybody's going to keep this, try to keep it going? Over.
Negative. I have no idea. But Bob was just an amazing person as far as being at the right place at the right time, taking advantage of the situation. I mean, as far as in business in those early days, he was the one that was there and helped those bands out tremendously. Nobody else really had anything to set up for a PA system for, to get the decibels that they needed and as clean as they needed it. And he was the one that did that. And like I say, he's for many years the only mics he made were dynamic mics, and his whole career had been dynamic mics until fairly recently. And like I say, with that ICOM 7300, 7610, he did go start into the electrets microphones, and I come along later, and I really have enjoyed electret microphones, preferred them all my life, because I know, just the difference of the technical top end of an electret mic even versus a dynamic mic. And I always like the complete articulation aspects of a electret mic versus a dynamic mic. You get where you're going with an electret microphone without equalization, pretty much, Roger.
Yeah, well, that makes it a pretty doggone good microphone. Equalization, I'm an audiophile too, and equalization is not something you want to be using in stereophonic mode, that's for sure. And does cause phase distortion. So I definitely believe in running stuff flat if at all possible. That DHM, KC9VKV, KB0ZLN.
Roger. Well, there's a time and place for everything, and ham radio is not the most ideal medium to try to use audio, just straight ahead flat, because of all of the adversity that you're having to run across as you transmit, and so that's why we do recommend, instead of a 10 dB normal range, which is, if say you were on a PA system and I put a VU meter on your PA system and I looked at it and it's bouncing, as you're talking, it's bouncing around, and I say, hey, that's a 10 dB dynamic range. Unprocessed audio is 10 dB dynamic range, which is nice, but when it comes to transmitting, you want a fatter signal so you can get ahead of the noise. So if I start putting a little compression on that and a little limiting on that, and I bring that up to, instead of a 10 dB dynamic range, I bring that to a 3 dB dynamic range, which is a much fatter signal, not with distortion, but just fatter, and it sounds like twice the volume, and then you got something there because you're ahead of the noise. And then equalization wise, you want something that's going to articulate your audio signal, so your words cut through a little bit better than the white noise that they may be fighting, or like that. So we usually suggest a little push on the top end. And I'm saying that this is for HF radio because of the limitations of the adversity in the transmit situation on HF frequencies. Roger?
Oh yeah, most of it, definitely. This one guy on the net I was on said, well, interested in listen to high fidelity right now, I'd go upstairs and turn the sound system on, and I totally agree. I've seen some people get really crazy about this stuff, and I just wanted some reasonably decent audio, and I think I'm out there very close. So, over.
Yes, sir. I think you sound pretty good. I think you'll enjoy your recording. Like I say, if you go to YouTube, do that call it a search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That'll take you to this recording, and it'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,000. So let me say 73 to you, sir. You ever sounded really good, and I'll catch you later. Hopefully you can drop by next Friday. We'd love to have you.
Okay, Jim. Thanks for coming back to me, and it's been a real pleasure talking with you. And I might do that here and there. Enjoy talking with you. And you have very good audio too, sir. Very, very good. This is the kind of stuff I like to listen to. Armchair listening. So I'll let you go, and there's probably some other people want to talk to you. So 73 to you, Jim, and till we talk again. This is KD0ZLN clear.
Yeah, Ron, come back very slowly with your call sign phonetically.
Yeah. Kilo, Bravo, 0, Zulu, Lima, November.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. 73. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Give me a shout.
Station with Zulu in your call sign. Come back. I'm on my PA SDR now, but I could be on a better SDR. So that station with the zebra or whatever it was in your call sign, come back and give me about 10 seconds on your antenna system, and let me see if I can find a better listening point. Roger?
Let me see if I can find a better listening point. Roger?
I need a little bit. I got like 100 places to go, sir. I need a little bit more time than that. Give me about, if that was 10 seconds, I need about 20. Tell me about your antenna system.
10 seconds, I need about 20. Tell me about your antenna system.
Antenna.
Roger. Okay, gosh, I've got a couple of problems here. Let me work on those. I've got a SDR that has magically changed frequency. I don't know why. that does that, but let me take care of that. Okay. All right, sir, and what is the call sign? Come back slowly, phonetically, with your call sign.
What is the call sign? Come back slowly, phonetically, with your call sign.
Kilo Echo 8, Zulu Quebec Papa.
Zulu, Quebec, what?
Zulu, Quebec, what?
Okay, I just can't cipher that last part. But anyway, what's the name?
Okay, I just can't cipher that last part. But anyway, what's the name?
The name is John. We think extremely clear, John.
Yeah, I don't know. I've only got you about a dB. I've got 5 SDRs going right now, and my local receiver, and I do not have a good copy on you. Maybe in time this may change, but right now, gosh, I do not have a good copy on you. Come back one more time, and let me come back with your call sign one more time, please, sir.
One more time, please, sir.
Sure, that's Kilo Echo 8, Zulu Quebec Papa.
Zulu, Quebec, Papa, Roger, Roger, and what's the name there?
Quebec, Papa, Roger, Roger, and what's the name there?
The name is John Foster.
Is that John?
Is that John?
That's Delta Oscar November.
That's Dan. Is that a Roger?
That's Dan. Is that a Roger?
No, sir, that is John. Delta Oscar November.
Don, boy, this is like a game show. The price is right, or the name's right, or something. Okay, Don, whereabouts are you located, sir?
That's right, or something. Okay, Don, whereabouts are you located, sir?
We're located here in Clifford Township, Michigan, and I'm running an ICOM 7300 with a Ultimax Extreme M10.
Okay, Don, gosh, let me see here. You're in Michigan. I have a Hocus Pocus Internet SDR receiver loaded with 50 locations, and maybe I could find one that is closer to you. But I tell you what, right now, tell me the best thing you like about your radio, and let me look one more time about different places that I might hear you better. Roger?
Places that I might hear you better. Roger?
Roger, yes, already, there's so much to learn about it, but what I love about so far is so that's really enjoying that.
Yeah, Roger, Don. Okay, I've got you on my local receiver. You're about 5 dB above my noise level now. What I want you to do is, what level are you running your mic right at the moment?
Right now, I'm running my mic at reduced gain.
Reduced as in how much? I mean, what do you mean?
Gains, I'm not sure about that.
All right, Don, you have a pretty good copy on me?
Absolutely clear as the bell, and I was concerned, interested in the information you were talking about, the mic setup and all.
Yes, sir. Okay, well, let's follow the bouncing ball here. Let's try it. First off, we want to be in that 100 to 2900 transmit band pass mode. 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth. That's, settings is the cross arm there. Transmit sideband, and that'll take you to the TBW, Roger?
Yes, sir. I've got to get back to my screen here.
I'm not exactly sure what's happening here. This one monitor, at each time that I transmit, it turns the monitor off.
Roger, Don. Okay, take notes, if you would. Can you take notes, Roger? I'm not copying you at all right at the moment, Don, but I'm assuming that you're copying me. So let me give you some notes that you can take and crank them in at your leisure. First thing is the transmit bandwidth, TVW. We want that to be 100 to 2900. That'll give your transmitter the best opportunity it has. 100 to 2900 gives you just a slice of daylight before you're into somebody else's conversation, much to the chagrin of you and the other party. So we suggest a 100 to 2900 on that transmit bandwidth. It's called wide. Then move to your compressor. We want to set that on a 3. Compression on and at a 3. That's a token amount. You'll never hear it on the air, but it does just what we need it to do. And the idea is that a 3, working on the word, a 3 does the best that compressor can do. When you pass a 3, then you start sucking up stuff between the word, which does not do you any good. So we suggest a 3 on the compressor's level set. Then move to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word audio, don't stress it, just say it as you would say any other word, and adjust your mic gain until your ALC is running 2/3. So that's, as you look at your ALC meter, adjust your mic gain to 2/3 as you say the word audio. Roger?
Yes, sir, I have that. That's outstanding information.
Try one. Okay, so what's your mic gain right at the moment? Yeah, Don, if you copy, it's KC9VKV.
Yes, sir. I'm currently looking for the mic gain. My is right around
Okay, Don, I think you hit your VFO. We're on 7188. 7188 on your VFO. I think you may have hit it. Roger? All right, so what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and set your ALC level. Maybe I can get a better copy if you get that audio up. So take your mic gain in hand, and as you say the word audio, spoken just as you would speak any other words, you become a human test generator, audio, and adjust that mic gain until your ALC meter is running 2/3. That means that meter is going to be to the right of center. Roger?
audio.
Okay, so just leave your ALC meter out as you talk to me now, and find that sweet spot. Make sure it's hitting right at 2/3 on the ALC meter as you talk to me. Roger?
Roger that. Audio. Yeah, my mic gain is, the ALC is going up to around 9.
Going up to around where?
Going up to around just about 9.
Okay, but you're still within range on that ALC meter. Roger?
Yes, I'm not in the grid.
Okay, so I would suggest, in listening, I do not have a good copy on you, but I would suggest throwing in on your equalizer, go to your equalizer and punch up 3 clicks additional treble EQ, 3 dB clicks additional push on your treble EQ, plus 3 clicks from where you are. Roger, roger.
Yes, sir. Roger that.
And be sure you're in the transmit EQ, sideband transmit EQ. Roger.
Yes, sir. Roger that.
And let me know when you've done that.
Yeah, Jim, this is Don. Is that any better?
Yeah, we're coming along there. I can copy you just a little bit better. Why don't you tell me about your antenna system in about 15 seconds, and let me get a good recording for you, Roger.
Roger that. The antenna system, this is a new antenna.
Roger.
Roger that. The antenna that I just finished in. It's the 88 feet stream. It's 88 feet from doing pretty well. He's doing pretty well.
Roger, roger. Okay, tell me where your mic gain is sitting right at the moment. Tell me what your mic gain level is right at the moment.
What your mic gain level is right at the moment?
Currently, my mic gain is set right at the very top of the range. And the mic that I'm using is a mic that's included on a headset that I think that should well be part of the issue.
Roger, Don. Well, I don't have good enough copy to proceed much further on that. I wish I had a better copy, but I think what we've done is fairly good. I would like to get a better recording, but Mother Nature doesn't seem to be inclined to do so, Roger.
Mother Nature doesn't seem to be inclined to do so, Roger.
Roger that. On the frequency.
Okay, I've got you a little bit better on my PASDR. And why don't you give me a shout about what you like about your radio, the 7300?
Shout about what you like about your radio, the 7300?
There's many things that I like about the 7300. The fact that it interfaces with my computer. Also the ability to select, to go in and select different frequencies with ease. So far, it's my first radio. I'm fairly new to ham, and I've definitely got a lot to learn.
Roger, Roger. Now, are you using the supplied hand mic, Roger?
Roger. Now, are you using the supplied hand mic, Roger?
No, as a matter of fact, the mic that I'm using right now is on it's built into the headset that I'm using.
Ah, okay. So, What I want to do then is move that that boom mic out in front of you, just as far as it will go. If you have any leeway at all, move it out in front of you as far as it will go, and at the last minute make your 90. So you're talking into the mic, but try to get it away from your lips as much as possible, Roger?
Your lips as much as possible, Roger?
Roger that. Is that the mic is now placed about 2.5 inches away from my face?
Oh, much better, much better, man. You got it going on now. What was happening? You were just, you had that mic too close, and your bottom end was just overtaking your top end, and it was just a catastrophe. But now that you've moved it out, your intelligibility is improved by 100%. Roger.
Your intelligibility is improved by 100%. Roger.
Roger that. Well, thank you very much. It's Jim, one of the things that I do also, I'm a pilot, and so and I normally set up my mic right close to my lips in the plane.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, you're trying to avoid a bunch of noise, but in the sanctuary of your Radio Shack, if you do that, then you don't have the low roll-off that you would in an airplane. So I would prefer you to run it just like you're running. It sounds like $1 million, Roger.
For you to run it just like you're running. It sounds like $1 million, Roger.
Well, fantastic. That's great to hear. I was a little concerned about the whole thing. Like I say, just installed this end-fed wire that I'm pretty pleased with. But I can see that I'm going to have to get a tuner for it, because it's the 7300 it seems to be not capable of tuning all the frequencies that the antenna can provide.
Yes, or all the frequencies the antenna can't provide, because the 7300 has I think it's a 3 standing wave, so which is pretty much, I mean, you want your antenna to be cleaner than that. So I prefer what's called a resonant tuned dipole antenna, and that is that you take an antenna, a dipole antenna, and you tune it to the middle of the frequency where you have no standing wave at all. And then as you move off to either side of the band, you do not get harder than, say, a 2. And it's well within the range, the tuning range of the 7300, Roger?
It's the tuning range of the 7300, Roger.
Okay, Roger that. The other antenna that I have is a Hustler Ford BTV.
Roger, is that a vertical?
Roger, is that a vertical?
Yes, it is a vertical. It's one of their earlier models. It's just, like I say, it's a 4 BTV.
Roger. Now, I would run that antenna only with a switch, where I could run my other antenna, and then I could switch off and check my vertical. Because I have found that most of the time stuff's coming in horizontal. I mean, it comes through various stages of polarity and phasing, but horizontal usually is best. But if you have an AB switch, you have the best of both worlds. I mean, usually when the receiver's bumped up better by a certain antenna, then your transmit to the other party's going to get bumped up that same way, because usually HF follows the same path back and forth. So when things get hot to you, then your transmission back to the other party will get hot. So that's what the AV switch allows you to do, is to switch and see which one is doing better at the moment, Roger?
Which one is doing better at the moment, Roger?
Yes, sir, Roger that. Yeah, currently what I have is just a selector switch for either the Hustler or the Extreme.
Yes, sir. Okay, now give me some information. What is the frequency for most ground approach frequencies to airports? What is that frequency?
Approach frequencies to airports. What is that frequency?
Normally that frequency is 122.4.
Okay, what's departure?
Okay, what's the departure?
Departure frequencies are normally 122.7 or 8.
Great. I've been playing with an old aircraft receiver, and it doesn't really have much nomenclature as far as numbers as far as dialing it in, so I have been playing with it just manually. It's not a crystal situation. It's more it's a VFO actually. So it's been interesting. I got most everything solved on it. I made myself a little ground plane, a 19-inch ground plane, and I've been listening, but I'm trying to get an idea of where those other frequencies are. This does 108 to 136, I think.
It's 108 to 136, I think.
Right, that's the VHF frequency for most aircraft radios.
Roger. And then all that relay link stuff is around 136. Is that a Roger?
The relay link stuff is around 136. Is that a Roger?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Roger. Well, wish me luck there, partner. I've been trying to join you guys as limited as I can. This radio is probably about 30 years old. I just ran across it the other day, and I had to put it away because it did not have a good frequency readout, and so I just got tired of dealing with it. But now I'm come back with a vengeance, and I've pretty much got it receiving pretty good. Of course, there's nothing like being at 10,000 feet to really get out, Roger.
Nothing like being at 10,000 feet to really get out, Roger.
That's correct. It is very nice. Communications up at that altitude are excellent.
Yeah, the only thing I don't really dig, I don't understand why they went to AM, and particularly unsquelched AM, and well, I guess why they went to unsquelched, because you could hear, you don't want to miss something in case, somebody's at a bad place and has a really low level. But seems to me that FM would have been a much better choice for those frequencies as opposed to AM.
For those frequencies as opposed to AM.
Yeah, you would think so, but unfortunately, that's what we have.
Yeah, Roger. So and I guess you're all the time hearing white noise without squelch, Roger.
All the time hearing white noise without squelch, Roger.
Exactly right. When you turn the squelch down to kill the white noise, and then you receive transmissions when they key up.
So you run squelch just barely in there, just above the noise level?
We run squelch just barely in there, just above the noise level?
That's correct, yep. To keep the white noise down.
Yes, sir. I got you there. All right, sir. And one more time on your call sign, Don. Give me that slowly phonetically.
And when your call sign, Don, give me that slowly phonetically.
Kilo Echo 8, Zulu, Quebec, Papa. And Jim, I'll dig out some frequencies from some of those local airports around the Detroit area and send them along to you. I have your email address here, and that way you can dig into those and monitor some traffic at different larger airports.
Thank you, sir. Okay, and that call sign was Kilo Echo 8, Zulu, Quebec, Papa. Is that it, Roger?
Was Kilo Echo 8, Zulu, Quebec Papa, is that a Roger?
That's a Roger that.
Okay, Don, let me say 73 to you, sir, and if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,000 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow.
Vlog Aircheck recordings, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow.
Well, 73 to you, Jim. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and have a wonderful afternoon.
Roger, Roger, Don, 73, sir. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog Network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Network? If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
This is KC9VKV, Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog Net. And if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
And if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Heard somebody back in there, station calling, try it again.
Somebody back in there, station calling, try it again.
Kilo Golf 2 Romeo Victor.
Romeo Victor station, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
Romeo Victor station, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
Kilo Golf 2 Romeo Victor. I've had all sorts of RF getting into my audio. I just want to see if it sounds any better.
Sounds pretty clean. Give me your call sign. One more time, I didn't copy. Slowly, phonetically.
Sounds pretty clean. Give me your call sign. One more time, I didn't copy. Slowly, phonetically.
And Kilo Golf 2 Romeo Victor. We're in western Pennsylvania. Name is Rick.
All right, Rick, why don't you give me about 10 seconds to tell me about your antenna system, and let me see if I can copy you any better. Hang on just a minute. Let me bring my Kentucky SDR up, and I'll start with that. All righty, Rick, give me about 20 seconds and tell me about your antenna system.
About your antenna system.
Okay. It's a 25-foot line that runs out to a 29 to 8 Ulan. That's about a 67-foot long antenna. I guess you'd call it an MPEG. And it seems to be working okay, but I had all sorts of complaints about RF getting into the audio to the point where I was totally... Nobody could understand a word I was saying. So I pulled out a lot of plugs, and I pulled out all sorts of wires. I had a shortwave antenna up there that I thought maybe was throwing the RF back in the jack. And I'm hoping that now I've got the hand switch on the 7300 with a ICM microphone. And I'm hoping this is working now.
Yes, sir. Right at the moment, you're clean as a tack. I don't hear any kind of RF in the AF. Is that name Rich or Rick?
AF. Is that name Rich or Rick?
Well, most people call me Rick, but it's been Rich. Richard is the name on the birth certificate from Hudson County, which nobody will accept, so I have to go to Trenton to get it certified.
All right, Roger, Roger. And what's the radio that you're running?
Roger, Roger. And what's the radio that you're running?
Alrighty, and what's your location, Rick?
Alrighty, and what's your location, Rick?
In Western Pennsylvania, right over here in Farrell.
Roger, Roger. Well, I'm copying you on my PA SDR, and you're sounding, well, you got about 5 dB over the noise level on the PA SDR. Yeah, I'm assuming that you're running a antenna tuner on your antenna, Roger? I'm sorry, Rick, my SDR has decided to change frequency. I don't know what's going on here. I don't see how that SDR can just decide to arbitrarily change frequency. I got it back on frequency now, Roger.
Back on frequency now, Roger.
Okay, that's not UFO influence, is it?
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry?
It's not being caused by UFO influence, is it?
Oh, could be. Very well could be. Let's see, is it a full moon now?
Let's see, is it a full moon now?
I don't know. I'm not really sure. But my biggest problem I had about a week ago is getting on the air. People would say, your audio sounds like total garbage. We can't understand a word you're saying.
Yes, I know the feeling. You know, I've got a bunch of stuff tied to my mic input on the 7300, and you have to be very careful because there's a 1,000 pitfalls that can be trouble for you. And the thing is that once you get things worked out, like right now, your signal is just beautiful, and so once you get things worked out, be very careful about moving things around now, because you've managed to succeed in a very difficult situation. There is no RF in your AF. But let me give you a word of advice. There is a thing called a field strength meter. It's out of the old CB days, you know, that little box with an antenna thing on either end that measures SWR. Well, it's got a field strength meter built into it, and you just put a little antenna in it, like a little rod or something, and you can use that to sniff around and find out where the hot spots of your RF are concerned. It's a great little device. I've got one. Right now I'm just looking at my sideband modulation to be sure my PA is working right, but I used that for quite a while when I had RF in my AF, and it turned out that I have called cable bundle runs and around the house, and my transmission cables run in that bundle. No big thing usually, but I had I had 3 antenna rotor leads that also ran in that bundle, and these were not insulated. I mean, they were insulated, but they weren't ground. They did not have a ground shield on them, and so over a period of like 50 feet, they would pick up enough induced RF out of the transmission lines to bring some of that back into my shack. So when I started sniffing around with this field strength meter, my control cables to the rotors just went haywire, and I said, that's where it is. So I reached up to they came on the wall up high, and I just reached up with snips, and I did snip those leads going to the rotors, because at the time those rotors were on VHF, UHF antennas that I had no interest in at the moment. I wanted to get my HF going very well, and just solve the problem, because that's where the RF was coming in. So yeah, in a way you can see RF if you use a field strength meter, Roger.
Use a field strength meter, Roger.
Yeah, very good. Okay, because that's what I did this morning. I had an old shortwave antenna that I didn't realize was probably bringing RF fact, you know, it's probably when I was transmitting off the antenna, I was probably throwing RF back into the shack. And I eliminated that. I pulled that wire out, got rid of it, and I was getting crazy because everybody was telling me, I can't understand a word you're saying, and you're totally garbled. And I said, well, this is a 7300 with the 90 microphone. I shouldn't have this problem. And at one point, I did not. And so I just pulled every cord. I pulled my CW gear, I pulled that out. And then I said, well, let me pull out the push button microphone. And I have a pedal microphone also. I haven't even hooked that one up yet. If that one gives me a problem, then I figure it has to be a shield problem or something like that. But right now, if you're hearing me the way I am with the 7300 with the IPM microphone.
Yes, sir. Get the Gorilla Tape out and tape her down. She sounds just beautiful. And if you want to hear it, if you go to YouTube, do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,000, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
By noon tomorrow, Roger.
Oh, that sounds great. Okay. That's great. I'm glad I finally found somebody. I had a few other people that told me that I don't see any RF in your audio circuitry. So, you know, maybe some people had a little problem with the levels and stuff, which I don't have a problem with. I can always play with the levels. But if somebody tells me, like they did 3 or 4 days ago, when they said, your audio sounds like total garbage. We can't understand a word you're saying. And this is a much drastically great improvement.
Yes, sir. And another way that you can tell, if you look at, if you have an external power meter, when you key, if you don't say anything or just say something and stop, that meter should fall down. If it keeps moving around, it's indicative that it's squealing and all that stuff. You know, you're looking at the output for your transmitter, which is being spooked by AF and the AF, and that will show up as modulation in your external power meter. Roger, Roger?
External power meter, Roger, Roger.
Okay, should it be normal that when I key down, that my transmitter, as soon as I key down on the transmitter, I'm getting about 1.5 to 2 amps?
Yeah, when you key down your external power meter should just rise just a little bit. If you're running any kind of compression, the more compression you run, the higher that level is going to be. But if you have very nominal compression level, like a 1, 2, or 3, it's only going to come up just a little bit and shake down there around minus 10 or somewhere. If it goes up to 0, that's a squeal or something, and that's what you don't want. So just key it down and and then put it in different modes. Grab a hold of it, release it, put your lips on it. Yeah, whatever you can do to try to make it react, and be watching your external power meter for any kind of drastic forward movement. Roger?
Drastic forward movement, Roger.
Yes, and it's like I key down. I think it's SSB. I really shouldn't be putting out any current, but I'm running about 1.5 meters on a key down. Is that normal?
Well, take your compressor out of the circuit for kicks. That's a 7300, so just take your compressor out of the circuit and if you wanted to, turn your mic all the way off. And when you key down on your external power meter, there should not be hardly any reading at all. Roger?
Hardly.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me revise that. Because if if you don't have the normal settings that you would have, you might not have any RF and the AF because the audio is killed anyway. So you don't want that. You want to find that audio. Just go ahead and have your compressor on a 3. Set that compressor on a 3. Set your mic level to about 50 or 60. And key down, and it should move up just a little bit on your output level meter, your external output level meter. Roger, it should come up just a little bit, but nowhere near that 2/3 peak that your voice would be, Roger.
That your voice would be, Roger.
Yeah, I'm getting the reading I'm getting is about 2 amps, 2 to 4 amps on a key down. And I don't know if that's good to get noise, good to the fan. Yeah, it's about 1.5 amps running when I'm not modulating. And that's what I kind of find concerning, a little concerning.
Are you talking about amps out of your power supply, your outboard power supply?
Outboard power supply?
Yeah, it's my S-Tron power supply. Yeah, I don't know. That might be normal. It might be when I key down, the transmitter is getting ready to transmit or something like that. Maybe that's what it does.
Yeah, Roger. So, usually you would use a 25 amp power supply to carry that 7300 to 100 watts, you're going to have considerably more power amp wattage drain when you modulate than when you're in just key down without talking. There will be a difference there. As you talk, you will take more power. Roger.
Take more power. Roger.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering why it's drawing like almost 2 amps when I just key down without any modulation into the thing. I'm just, is that just the transmitter does that?
Yeah, I think so. That would be, if you do 2 amps, that would be 24 watts in standby, and then move to, when you went to 100 watts output, then that drain would drastically increase. Is that what you're seeing?
Increase. Is that what you're seeing?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm seeing.
So I would say everything is copacetic. Everything is beautiful, and as it should be. Get the Gorilla Tape and tape it down there, Don. Rick.
Rick. And I think it's with the cables. I had a short wave antenna that was coming into the shack here, and I think that might have had something to do with it. And maybe I got a little ahead of myself. Maybe I should have let that stuff intact, and then I could have tackled it right that way. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir, Rick. Now, I want you to do me a favor. Give me your call sign again, very slowly and phonetically, Roger.
And phonetically, Roger.
All right. Kilo Golf 2, Romeo Victor. And I'm at about 60% gain on the microphone here. The top 3. And the RF power is about 90%.
Okay, so if you would like the further setup, was 3 on the compressor, and you're talking 7300. So a 3 on your compression, Roger.
A 3 on your compression, Roger.
That's correct.
Okay, then move to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you say the word audio, you become a human test generator, and adjust the mic gain until your ALC meter is running at 2/3. That means slightly to the right of center, Roger.
Right of center, Roger.
I'm not seeing any movement at all.
All right, so take that mic up to about 80. Take that mic up to about 80 and come in on it and see if your ALC moves on up.
And see if your ALC moves on up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I get about a 3.
Okay, so you know your ALC meter does not run the full length of the meter movement area as like your power meter. It only runs about halfway. So consider your ALC meter half the scale of your power output meter, and then we want to only run about 60-75% of the the ALC meter itself. Roger?
Itself, Roger.
Okay, the ALC meter should only be running, let's see, oh yeah, there it goes, about halfway.
All right, now don't stress the word. Don't stress it, just say it like you would say any other word and turn your mic up until you can get that position just in normal speech.
Get that position just in normal speech.
You might need to be up around 80% of mic level. Try 80% and talk to me for a minute. Let me look at it.
80% and talk to me for a minute. Let me look at it.
Now we're 90%. Oh, now I can see move. It's about 10 to 15%.
All right, turn it on up. Turn it on up and see if it is, it's clean here right now. So take it up all the way and let me hear you.
Yep. Take it up all the way and let me hear you.
All right, let's see how that goes. Oh, that went about halfway.
What mic are you using on that radio?
What mic are you using on that radio?
About halfway up the other.
Roger, Roger. What mic are you using on that radio?
Roger, Roger. What mic are you using on that radio?
This is an ICM tile.
Roger, do you have the original hand mic for that radio?
Do you have the original hand mic for that radio?
Yes, I do.
Can you find it real quick?
Can you find it real quick?
Yeah, can you find it real quick?
Yeah, can you find it real quick?
Yep, you can do that real quick.
We'll get to the bottom of this thing.
We'll get to the bottom of this thing.
This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network, and right now we're talking to Rick in Pennsylvania. He's putting on the hand mic for the 7300.
On the hand mic for the 7300.
Hand mic for the 7300. This is the original mic that came with the 7300.
Oh, man, that's beautiful. Now, what I want you to do is pull that mic to the corner of your lips and talk across it. Touch your lips, pull it to the corner of your lips where it touches, and just talk across it. Roger, Roger?
And just talk across it. Roger, Roger?
Okay, that's what we're doing right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now, can you see where your ALC is moving? Say, go ahead and do that audio with that hand mic and look at your ALC meter. It should be just to the right of center.
Just to the right of center.
Wow, that's like maxing out on the ALC.
Okay, you're at what level on your mic level?
On your mic level.
It's 100%. I should probably bring that down.
Yeah, put it on about 60, and then do your audio.
And then do your audio.
All right, audio down to 60% right now.
Okay, and take a look at where your ALC meter moves now when you say the word audio.
Meter moves now when you say the word audio.
Audio. It's almost 100% on the ALC meter.
Okay, so we're looking to stay in the realm of reality there. So we're only looking for just a, you know, 2/3 level instead of 100%. 2/3 level, not half, but just to the right of half. Roger.
Not half, but just to the right of half. Roger.
Okay, audio. I got this at mic gain about 40%, and the ALC is not going all the way up to the top. It's just coming short of it, about 2/3 of the way.
Yes, sir. Now that really sounds nice. It sounds better than your other mic, actually. But that mic was designed by Bob Heil, specifically for the 7300. Roger.
Specifically for the 7300. Roger.
Okay. Should I just give up on the ICM microphone then?
Well, no, but take a look at where you're bouncing around with that hand mic, and I want you to put the other mic back on, and let's see if we can get that same level out of it, or turn your mic gain up and get that same level.
Turn your mic gain up and get that same level.
Okay. So that's what everybody uses. No, don't stick with the hand mic. Let me go back to the ICM microphone. That was the one that Bob Heil really designed for the, probably for my old ICOM 729, but I'm just a sucker. I just had to go for it.
Yeah, how you doing there, Rick?
Yeah, how you doing there, Rick?
This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net, running just a little bit later than normal. We're talking to Rick in Pennsylvania. He's checking his mic out on the 7300.
Checking his mic out on the 7300.
Rick, you may have hit your VFO. I'm not sure. Check your VFO. Rick, if you copy the mail, check your VFO.
The mail. Check your VFO.
Okay, I think I got the, now I got the Heil ICM plugged in.
Okay, so I want you to take your treble all the way full. Push treble boost all the way, +5 on your treble boost, Roger, on your equalizer.
On your treble boost, Roger, on your equalizer.
Okay, hold on.
That's in that little multi-button, just, let's see, equalizer is a system, with those two cross things there, system sideband transmit tone control.
Transmit tone control.
I got it on wide right now.
All right, yeah, that's the TBW. Should be on the 100 to 2900, but I'm talking about your two-band EQ. That's what I'm talking about for transmit equalizer.
For transmitting.
Yeah, transmit tone control.
Yeah, transmit tone control.
Transmit tone control.
Transmit tone control.
The sideband transmit tone control.
Band transmit tone control.
Hey, Vic.
Rick?
Yep.
Yeah, take a note. Take a note. You want to go full treble boost? Full treble boost on your equalizer tone control when you find it, and minus 2 clicks on your bass EQ. Minus 2 clicks on your bass, all the way up on your treble. Roger, Roger?
All the way up on your treble. Roger, Roger?
Okay. So that's what I got right now. I have too much bass and trouble.
Okay, and then go back and reset your AOC level. Go back now and reset your AOC level because you have changed your EQ, so you need to reset your AOC and just use the first part of that word, audio. Speak it just as you would speak any other word in the QSO. Don't stress it, just say it, Roger, and adjust your mic level until your AOC meter is running 2/3.
Your AOC meter is running 2/3.
Yeah, whistle's not going to get you any good there. Use the word audio. I spent 2 months looking for the right word to use as a level set. That word is just so full of harmonics. It's just a beautiful word for level set.
Just a beautiful word for level set.
Okay. All right, but as far as you know, this thing is working?
Oh, yes, so you tell me on that AOC, that's your Bible for that radio, and you want to run that AOC in the sweet spot, which is 2/3. So just turn your mic up until you're at 2/3 on your AOC meter.
2/3 on your AOC meter.
Okay. Well, you know what the good thing is? I'm using the hand switch right now. It's plugged in. I kept it away from the back of the radio, and that's where I think I got into a lot of trouble. And that's a really good sign that all they have to do is kind of fine-tune the stuff. That's great.
Roger. So you're on the desk mic now or the hand mic?
Roger, so you're on the desk mic now or the hand mic?
I'm on the desk mic and the ICM.
Yes, sir. Sounds beautiful. Get the Gorilla Tape out and tape her down, sir. If you want to hear your audio, go to YouTube, do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. Will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,000, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
And I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
All right, great. I'm looking at your audio coming up on the scope here. It looks great. All right, thank you. Let me get to some other people. They might need some help.
Well, actually, I got to get out of here, but I'm about 20 minutes past going to fishing. So 73. We'll catch you later. This is the Qso-Vlog net. If you participated today and would like to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube, do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That will take you to this recording, and we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. And with that being said, we return this frequency back to normal amateur radio use. This is KC9VKV Clear.